Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing. Remember to comment down below, like the channel, share it. Become members of Jabroni Killers for an industry cheap and best value on social media to help support a channel and keep these once a day daily videos coming on this December the 2nd, 2024. It's the best value for $2.69 a month to support the channel, to keep these cryptocurrency, XRP, and blockchain technology videos you've come to expect, love, and need and deserve to keep you out ahead of the coin updates and the breaking news. And if you want to use my Robinhood link to trade all your favorite cryptocurrencies, and these are a list of the cryptocurrencies that are on Robinhood, it's the cheapest, fastest, easiest, and smoothest way to trade with the lowest fees out of any trading site internationally or in the US that you can get to buy cryptocurrency on Robinhood. Video description below or the pinned comment. They also have wallets on there so you can transfer your XRP, your Bitcoin Cash, your Ethereum Classic, Stellar, XLM, Ripple, XRP, Cardano, Solana, Dogecoin, Shiba, Avalanche, Chainlink, Litecoin, Uniswap, Compound, AAV, and Peepcoin, just to name a few that are all tradable on Robinhood and all have wallets. So you can store your crypto on your wallet and you can transfer from site to site if you want to transfer over to Robinhood. Use my link below. It helps support the channel and you get a free stock by just opening up a Robinhood account. And if we look at some of the updates today, we'll go straight into the XRP. Nope, we want to use this other one where my chart is. Let's go into the XRP. We'll go into the full screen, and we're going to do these in the hour time frame. And right now, the XRP is coiling up again after we've busted through. After our first pump and consolidation, we busted through there, hit our next overhead target, which if we bring out our industry exclusive purchasing tool, we broke out of there, hit our next target at $1.62, blew through the $1.93, and now we're trying to come up to our next major target of nearly the all-time high of $3.32, and we are currently coiling up right now. And if we do take one of our price notes, we'll take one from way down there that we won't be needing for a while. Come on, guy. Way down there. Of course, I put it right over top of that. Keep moving that up. This is our next overhead target, $3.33, approaching the all-time high. And if we look at what's coiling up in the hour time frame, that is not what we wanted to do. If we look at what's coiling up in the hour time frame, we had our pump. Now we're trading sideways, which you could look at as just a nice consolidation. And if we pull out a targeted move from there, we can go from the last pump to the wick off to the breakout, and you can see that would bring us to nearly, I believe that is the all-time high at $3.33. If we do zoom out to the weekly time frame, that is our old all-time high, $3.38, $3.34, right up into that area. And that is where our next blow off or our next pump would be, right up there at the old all-time high. And if we go back into the hour time frame, but first look at the daily time frame, you can see in this current bull cycle we've had ever since that November election, the volume has slowly risen and it is still slowly rising in the daily time frame, which is very bullish in the short term to continue this momentum and to continue this pump that we're seeing. And that would be your next major overhead target. I don't know why these things show up and then disappear, but $3.36 would be your next target to the upside. To the downside, your first underneath target would be down here, either at the 50-day moving average in red or the 200-day moving average in green. Major underneath support now is trending up at $1.92. If you were to come down there before you hit the $3.33, $3.35 all-time high, that would be a 29 to 30% correction, which would be very, very healthy and nothing to be overly concerned about, just like some of these corrections we had back down here from $1.62 to $1.25. But those are your levels right now. 330 on the upside, new all-time high, 240 50-day moving average, and 192 200-day moving average. Major support from the last breakout too. You can see we had our last breakout right here with a consolidation just below it. So if we came down to that level of about $2 and even, come on, the $2 even, $1.99, that's a very, very healthy correction. And then below that, your major underneath support is $1.25. So those are the targets that we're looking at with the XRP. I had some ALGO talk, and ALGO is on a tremendous run. And ALGO is trying to shoot up to a nearly, right now, it has hit a 2.5 to nearly 3-year high. It's coming into some major overhead resistance. You can see how long it's been since we looked at this chart because we have these hideous price labels on there. But if we zoom this out over to here, you can see this is a major area where when you get into here, where you're peaking into now, you can fastly and quickly move up to the next level because there's not a lot of trading that's taking place in here. And if we zoom this out more, the VP volume indicator, you can see that's more defined now. You can come up here and break through this much quicker, make these smaller, and then we'll clone that a few times. You don't have very much trading in here from about the 89 cents at the high end, and you can see this massive volume spike too. Look at that in the weekly time frame. We almost have an all-time high in volume spike, so that's very, very bullish. So right now, you're into this green resistance support area, and I would be looking at a pump up to at least 89 cents, and then potentially over $1 here very, very shortly after this incredible run that it's been on, along with the other cryptocurrencies. If we go back into the daily time frame, you can see it's probably going to zoom up very, very quickly. It's kind of funny how in the weekly, this thing is literally like right by it, and then you zoom into the hourly and it's not even close. There we go. Let's make that closer. In the hour time frame, look at how close it looked and how far away it still is. Come on, move over here. I think you're going to move up in ALGO from current price, probably another 57% very quickly up to the top of that, or 90 cents, and then probably bust through the dollar mark and make a run at its all-time high just based off the volume that I'm seeing in here. The volume's very, very strong, and there seems to be no sign that this is going to end anytime soon. So that's what I'd be looking for there. If we go into AMP, I'm very, very bullish on AMP. AMP seems to take the longest going back into the full screen. It seems to lag all these other coins before it moves, but I think AMP is coiling up for its next major move to the upside. And with AMP, if we clone this and we zoom this down, I think our first target, and it's going to happen very, very quickly, sort of the same way you've seen ALGO, XLM, and a lot of these other coins. I think you're about to make your next major run to the upside, and in the 4-hour time frame, on your next breakout, you're going to go straight up here to about the 0.016, or from current price in the red to where we're at now, it's going to move up about 111% very, very quickly. And then from the current price in the red, you're going to be sitting 200 to 220% before you know it. And I do believe it's a done deal that AMP will be going up to 0.0587. And I do think this is one of the coins, if you're looking to get another 15x return from the current price, I do believe that this will approach its all-time high, which is 11x to 17x return from where the price is at right now. And I do feel very confident that we're going to hit this 0.023 after taking out this 0.016 from the springtime high. And then before you know it, this thing's going to be sitting up here at 0.058, all the way up to possibly 10 to 12 cents, or even make a new all-time high. I am super bullish on AMP, and you want to buy it now. Yes, it would have been better to buy it way back then or at the beginning of this current run that you're seeing right here, but it's going to be a lot better to have this now. Oops. It's going to be a lot better to have this now than to wait and try to buy this. Oh, I forgot we can do this. I like that, how they added that a while ago. It's going to be a lot better buying it now than it is at 0.058 or 0.023 to have it now, even though this thing pumps 20% and it'll give it right back in a matter of minutes and then pump again. It's a very frustrating one to watch, but I do believe this one's going to an all-time high, or at least flirt with its old all-time high at 12 cents. But I think it's a safe bet that we're going to have a 7 to 10x return from current price, and more than likely a 10 to 15x return from current price. I'm very bullish. I'm not a financial advisor. These are only my own personal opinions on the market, but I do believe this is one that you do not want to miss. I believe it's one that's going to soar, and it's going to soar fast. And another one that's on Robinhood, if you want to trade it, that I'm currently in, Compound. It's very suppressed. You can see its old all-time high was sitting way back here and way up here, and I'm very bullish on this too. Not because I think the coin's any good, just because I think of the current state of the market, that people are starting to just pump coins to get them back that are cheap, and they're just blowing off all these coins to new highs or to 5-year highs or their old highs. And I don't know much about this coin Compound. I don't know if it's garbage or any good. Just based on the price movement that we've been seeing and everything else, I do believe that this is the next. I do believe that this is going to follow the trend, and before you know it, you're going to be having a stick like this, and this price is going to look like that. You're just going to get a big wick off candle. And I do believe you could come back and approach these all-time highs. And right now, you're only sitting at about $87.81. And before you know it, I do believe that you're going to approach these all-time highs, which is a 5x to a 10x return from current price, because this has been consolidating for about 2 years between the $15 and $30. And now we're about to break out. And once we get into this blue trading zone or red trading zone that I have up here, and it breaks above this $93, you can see how the volume thins out very, very much with the VP volume indicator up here, which tells me once you get above the bottom part of this red resistance zone at $93, where we were rejected twice, back once in 2023 and 2024, I believe you're going to shoot up in a big hyper pump, and you're going to shoot right through this $94 all the way up to $200, which is 126% return from those prices, because there's very, very little volume. There's very, very little traders up here to try to beat you down and knock you down like you've been fighting back through for the last 2 years. So I'm very, very bullish short term and Compound. I don't know if this thing's going to be worth anything in the future, but I believe in the next 3 to 4 months, this thing's going to have a big hyper pump, and you're going to be sitting here looking at Compound that is sitting below $100. And I believe in the next 3 to 6 months, before you know it, it could happen sooner, that you're going to be at $100, $200, $300, $400 per coin. And for all transparency, I am an AMP and I am in Compound. And I do believe this is another one that's going to give you phenomenal returns, even though it's already moved since December. It's already up about 100%. I believe that's just the beginning. I think this is your next 6x return. And I believe from current price where AMP is, that is your next 10x return to possibly 20x return, right? And then if we look at the Bitcoin price, it's been stagnating out, and that's often when these altcoins do explode, is when Bitcoin has a massive rally, makes new all-time highs at the hype of its bull cycle, and then starts to stagnate out, just like you've seen here from late November up in here to early December. It stagnated and started to trade sideways, and that's often the time, if you go back in Bitcoin's history, when you start to have alt season. And we are in the middle of alt season right now, as most of the altcoins are up between 3,000 and 1,000%. And Bitcoin still right now, the underneath major support is sitting down here at about 89,000. And if we go into the 4-hour time frame, it's about 89,000. On the downside, we're just moving this up with the 200-day moving average, which is just below there at 87,962. The all-time high is sitting at about 99,820. And right now we're trying to continue to bounce and try to break that all-time high. But if you have a step-down pattern, You have your major underneath support at 74,000, which was the old major breakout zone, and the short-term support and a bullish consolidation of $89,930. Like, subscribe, and share to my lovely, glowing, beautiful audience.